Hello, I'm Joe Walensky, and I'm the conference director for the upcoming virtual Convey UX conference, another of the virtual events in our regular series. And the next one is coming up in August on Tuesday, the 18th. And one of the fun things I get to do is talk to our various speakers. And right now I'm talking to Kevin Braun. Hello, Kevin. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
Yeah, it's good. It's actually a cracking hot day in Bellingham, Washington, where I have my home office. Where are you talking to me from?
Concord, Massachusetts, and it's actually quite a lovely day here. Perfect summer day.
Well, I've been there. It's a great place to visit, and actually, I bought a rolling shell there one time.
Oh,
But
nice.
that's a
Yeah,
separate story. But
yeah,
anyway, but yeah, what we're here is to just find out a little bit about you and your topic. So why don't you just give us a couple highlights of what you're involved in and how you found your way there?
sure. So I'm currently vice president of mobile and experience design at PADI. PADI is the world's leader in scuba diving training. And so it's kind of a dream job, to be honest with you. I've been a scuba diver since the 90s, and to get to apply my work to my passion is a pretty cool opportunity for me. A lot of good folks, and we do work that I hope is impactful. So that's kind of the gist of where I'm at right now. I have teams of designers and product managers that I work with and developers, and on a day-to-day basis, we're trying to create the best training materials that the world has for scuba diving, and we're trying to make sure that the instructors that are out there in the world are trained the best they can possibly be. So that's what I do on a daily basis.
Well, I've done scuba diving myself, and also have a PADI certification, so I'm familiar with what that's all about. But even though I had that, um, I I'm not sure I'm familiar with all the types of things that PADI offers that are digital oriented.
Yeah, yeah. Almost all of our courses now start digitally. So students start with an at-home e-learning that they do, and once they complete that, they work with their dive shop and their instructors to go through the actual, in-person things like the pool sessions, where you just make sure you have all the basics down, and then obviously going into lakes or quarries or into the ocean to do your final dives before you get checked out and certified as a diver. But yeah, and we also have the PADI app, which is a core piece of what I do every day. And that's used by millions of users worldwide. And that allows people to log their dives. It allows them to do their e-learning if they're going to be on a plane, all those sorts of things.
Well, to me, it's always fun to just learn about these areas of design and UX that I like just hadn't even thought of before.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be giving a talk at the conference, and the title is "How to Measure Your Impact and Demonstrate Your Worth." So, why don't you tell us a little bit about how you came around to that topic and what we might hear from you about it?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. So whenever I do any sort of presentation, I always try to, think about what's the thing that I could talk about that I think might be the most impactful for anybody who's listening in that moment. And right now, I think our industry is it's under siege in a lot of ways. If you're on LinkedIn and you see the news, you probably hear an awful lot about how AI is replacing us and all that kind of thing. As you and I had talked a little bit before, I don't necessarily see it that way, but what I will say is, regardless of what's going on in the market, regardless of what new technology there is, you always want to be in a position where the people above you don't have to question what your value is, right? So I want to help people learn how to think about the value that they bring to any organization they're with. And then if you're thinking about it all the time, then that means you're kind of baking that into the work that you do. And it makes it super easy for you to have those conversations. So when someone says to you, hey, how do we know this design is better? Or I'm not quite sure if I love what we're doing here. You can come back to them and say, well, it might not meet your personal tastes that much, but look, it's the seat time for this particular training module is 10 minutes less, or the clicks to complete for this conversion journey is 25% less than the previous one, right? Those things translate from, like, my opinion, some subjective thing, to very objective facts about how this is performing better, right? And you could say, hey, look, and we're going to release this, and we've already seen through some A/B testing that those 20% less clicks have converted better. We want to expose that to the rest of our audience here and get a general sense of how that's going to go. But if it's true and we can see that same thing measure out, we're going to see this much in revenue increase, right? You start having those conversations with anybody at the VP level or the C level, that's the conversation they want to have, right? And a lot of designers, if you're a senior designer, you're usually talking to people who are like in the director level or in the VP level. That's kind of where you're at. The way to move up past that is to keep talking this way, right? Keep talking about how the work you're doing is impacting key metrics that turn into business results. I'd love to tell you user experience design is all about the user, but at the end of the day, we all work for companies. So we can make the users as happy as possible, but if that doesn't turn into revenue or some other big business metric, it doesn't do much. Not going to help you demonstrate your value. But if you can talk about it that way, it makes you very easy to defend when it comes to having conversations about who you want to promote, who you want to have on your team, and who you want to retain if there's any difficult conversations to have.
Well, I think we can all benefit from hearing as many perspectives on the value topic as we can. So it's great to have you as part of the conference program, and thanks for taking these few minutes to chat with me. And we'll look forward to seeing you at the event virtually in a few weeks.
Absolutely. So thanks very much for putting this together, and I'm really looking forward to the event.
All right. Thanks a lot, Kevin.
Take care. Bye-bye.